In August of 1985, protests were done to impeach Marcos. And one of the famous faces who joined the protest was Gloria Arroyo. However, the impeachment complaint was blocked by Marcos' allies in Congress. Not enough votes to secure the impeachment. They got only 35 yes votes to impeach. Not enough to go against 135 votes not to impeach Marcos Sr. Because of that, he was not impeached, despite many protests, thousands of protests. In 2000, Erap was also not impeached, because there's just not enough numbers to impeach him. Same goes to Gloria in 2006. She was also not impeached because it was blocked by her allies in Congress. So the question is, will it be the same for Sara? So now let's go back to how the impeachment process works. First is a complaint against the public official, and then Congress receives and verifies the complaint. When the complaint gets 1/3 vote from the members of Congress, the public official is officially impeached. Then Congress sends it to the Senate, and then Senate will convene as an impeachment court. According to the Constitution, no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of all the members of the Senate. So that means that out of 24 senators, 16 senators must vote to impeach, and just 9 senators for her not to be impeached.
Take it seriously, because most of the members of the House of Representatives are allies of the president, and impeachment is a political exercise. It's a game of numbers. So,
well, let's pause. Even if we are in favor of the impeachment or not, you have to agree that impeachment is a game of numbers. And the number of senators who supports her really matters. Now, let's look at the approval ratings in 2025. Sara garnered 65% approval ratings, while Marcos got 25%. A gigantic difference. And don't forget that former President Rodrigo Duterte still got the highest approval rating, even if he's already out of office. So this is one of the things that the senator judge would consider in casting their votes on the impeachment of Sara, especially 2028 election is upcoming, and they would need to back the winning horse in order to win in 2028. So they would actually think, am I going to support the Duterte or Marcos? That is why the Supreme Court said that impeachment is political and it is neither civil, criminal, nor administrative in nature. In other words, the senator's vote might be influenced by the political climate or the public opinion. So even if the impeachment court is technically a court, it is not the same as a normal court. The decision of its judges might be based on the current political climate and does not at all times rely only on evidence. And these are the senators who might support against Sara's impeachment. She already has 12. She only needs 9 senators in order for her not to be impeached. So clearly, Sara Duterte has the numbers already. Let's go back again to the impeachment process. When Congress sends it to the Senate will then convene as an impeachment court. However, in an unusual move, it was returned back to the Congress. Senate calls it a remand. It's an 18 out of 5. 18 senators voted to return it, and 5 against it. The reason of the remand was to let Congress answer the allegations that Congress violated the Constitution when it impeached her. The allegation centers on the violation of the one-year bar rule by Congress. Because according to the Constitution, no official can face impeachment proceedings more than once a year. In December 2024, 3 impeachment complaints were filed against Sara Duterte. First complaint was in December 2, 2024. Graft and corruption, betrayal of public trust. Second is in December 4, 2024. Illegal use and mishandling of confidential funds. Third is December 19, alleged misuse of at least 612 million worth of confidential funds. None of these complaints were acted upon by Congress. And then a new complaint came in February 2025. They say it is a stronger and consolidated version of some earlier allegation, and this time, Congress acted on it. They voted and impeached Sara Duterte. And so this is where the problem starts. The 3 previous complaints were treated as one complaint. Congress did not act upon them. So the 4th complaint is considered already a second complaint within the year. And so Sara might question this in the Supreme Court, that there is a violation of the one-year bar rule because there are 2 impeachment complaints against her within a year. Let's say in theory that the Supreme Court decides that there is indeed a violation of the one-year bar rule. The Senate, even though it has the absolute power to try and decide all cases of impeachment, the Senate may have no option but to dismiss the case, because even though they have the sole power of impeachment cases, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter and interpreter of the law.
Sine die.
Sine die.
Adjourning sine die.
Of the Philippines on the part of the Senate be adjourned sine die.
I hereby declare the 3rd regular session of the 19th Congress of the Philippines on the part of the Senate adjourned sine die.
The word sine die or sine die is a Latin word which means indefinitely or without a future date, and is always used in the U.S. Congress.
Sine die.
Adjourning sine die.
The Philippine Constitution, being modeled from the U.S. Constitution, follows the same tradition and concept.
I declare the 3rd regular session of the 19th Congress of the Philippines on the part of the Senate adjourned sine die.
The meaning of sine die or sine die is that the life of that particular Senate or Congress has ended, and goes with it its authority and power. So any unfinished business, bill, and legislative matters from the 19th Congress, for example, will not proceed to the 20th Congress.
Continuing firm stand that the acts of the 19th Congress's impeachment trial court cannot be carried over to the 20th Congress. It has reference to the number 2 paragraph of the amended Senator Judge Cayetano's motion, amending Senator De La Rosa's motion. Please have the Senate be part of the records of this trial court. Naniniwala po ako na hindi po talaga pwede at dapat tumawid.
The argument here is that the impeachment proceedings, initiated and tried by the specific members of the 19th Congress, acting as an impeachment court, are similarly tied to the Congress lifespan. When the 19th Congress officially ended, sine die, the impeachment proceedings associated with it, ended too.